I'm literally tired. Like, what's up, you guys? Welcome back to As Rock Build. So I slept terrible last night. Just fucking terrible. And I woke up today at 8:55. I was supposed to be up at 6. So there's that. But the plus side, I'm pretty much ready. All I gotta do is put on clothes and grab my stuff, and then like grab something to eat downstairs. But besides that, I'm ready to go to work. So I'm gonna head out literally as soon as possible. Like, once I'm ready, I'm gonna head out. It's 9:35 right now. So my goal is always to be out of the house by 10. But if I'm ready before 10, I'm gonna leave. And obviously if I'm ready after 10, I still gotta go, so I'm gonna leave. But I'm just going to get to work ASAP and knock out this stuff, because last night I was supposed to finish some stuff and I didn't finish it because I just was really tired and I just felt burnt out. Because basically I had opened a file, I started one of them, I started reading some of the details about the case, and I'm not gonna say it broke my heart, but it kind of broke my heart. Like, you know, there's just things you don't expect to see in real life, if that makes sense. And then, you know, I was spending a lot of times watching these documentaries and listening to true crime podcasts like Crime Junkie, Something Was Wrong, what's it called, Sisters Who Kill, what's the other one, The Deck, what's the other one, Counterclock. Like all of these different ones that are talking about just like cases and mystery and abuse to children and stuff like that. So it's like you're just like, dang, this is so crazy, this is so crazy, this is so crazy. But once you're dealing with the kid yourself, which is what I'm doing, like I'm reading the file and I read something and I was just like, bro, I just met this kid in person and I had no idea that that is something that occurred. Like, I have to read more of their files so I can kind of really get to know what they've been through and where they're at now. So yeah, part of the paperwork I was doing, I had to read the stuff and I was just like, that is not okay. So it was just like, all right. Like, I ended up closing my laptop and that was that. So yeah, but anyway, I don't want to spend too much time on here because I want to get into the office before my manager so I can start that paperwork and have a couple more to her desk today. Like, I want her to be like, okay, she got some shit done. But yeah, anyway, so my air is up really high. Hold on, let me turn the air down because it's really loud. Y'all, I feel so drained and so sick. I keep doing the same shit that's not working and it's starting to piss me off. Like, anyway, y'all, so last week, was it last week? Last week I had coffee like 2 days in a row and it had just made my stomach hurt so bad. Like, I was pooping. It was a mess, honestly. And then today I had coffee again and my stomach is just a wreck. And I'm like, why do you keep doing the same silly ass shit that doesn't work for you? Like, mind you, I love tea. I don't have a problem with drinking tea instead of coffee, but I'll just go for it. Like, it's like, I don't know, I feel like coffee is faster and easier to make than tea, because when I make tea I gotta do the extras, so you know, I gotta do the most, so I gotta make it taste so good. Yeah, anyway, I need to switch over to tea ASAP. And then I didn't wake up on time today. I wanted to wake up at 6 a.m. I woke up at 8:55. I think I mentioned that to y'all earlier. But yeah, so like I was kind of disappointed in myself, and like there's just some other self-destructive behaviors. I don't know if I'll ever talk about that on my channel, but there were some other self-destructive behaviors. I never really have opened up to anybody about this problem. I probably need a freaking therapist. But anyway, we'll get through it. But yeah, I'm just tired of like participating in the same self-destructive behaviors, and I'm really just trying to think what would be the best action plan for me to conquer these things. Because yeah, but I was really getting drained at work today because I'm training, kinda, sorta. I'm still in training, and like as far as like when it comes to being a case manager, I don't know if I have any fellow case managers subscribe to me. What's up, how you doing? But shout out to the case managers out there. No, but seriously, shout out to anybody that's in social work. But basically, when it comes to social work, which I was literally just talking to one of my higher ups today about this, like when it comes to social work, the case never ends, but the job roles will change. So what I mean by that is just like the case is still ongoing whether there's a case manager on the case or not. Like, so when I was getting hired and the other girls were ending, the case was still ongoing. There were still due dates that were coinciding with my training, coinciding with the other girl quitting and me coming in. Like, say the girl quit on, like, this is just an example, I don't know when she quit, but say she quit on the 14th and I was starting on the 28th. That week between the 14th to the 28th, there was still due dates due. There was just nobody on the case. So things still have to get done. Do you get what I'm saying? So if you're training while it's ongoing, it would kind of be like, I would imagine it like at the most the best like example I could give is basically like, say I was a police officer and my way of training was to do ride-alongs. You can do a ride-along and give out a speeding ticket, which I'm sure is very, you know, easy, simple, whatever. But you could also be doing a ride-along and all of a sudden it's a fucking bank robbery. So now you gotta really put your thinking cap on and like protect yourself and do all this stuff, and you're new to the force, so you're just like, oh my god, I never experienced nothing like this. That's basically what's happening. So it'll be like you know, like, you know, you think you know what you're doing until a situation arises and you're like, oh shoot, I'm still in training. Like I'm learning everything as I'm doing it. And it's not to an extreme where kids can get neglected or harmed. Like, it's not to that extreme. It's just that paperwork and stuff like that, like documentation that's due or documentation that's coming up due, a manager might ask me, hey, did you turn in your blah blah blah? And for me, I'll be like, oh, I never learned how to do the blah 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 blah, so I don't even know if I'm caught up or behind because I never learned how to do that part of the job yet. And because everything still has due dates whether you learned it or not, they're not asking, did I train you on that yet? They're asking, did you turn it in? So it's like they are notified that you didn't get trained on it when they're asking if you turned it in, basically. So then you're like, no, sorry to drop the ball or, you know, let you down, but no, I actually didn't turn it in because I don't have training on it. And then from there, pretty much, it is what it is, you know what I mean? Now they're like, oh, great, thanks for nothing. And you're just like, you're welcome. Like, that's kind of how it feels. But the stuff that they have taught me how to do, I'm on top of it. Like, I'm getting it done, it's turned in and everything. It looks good, so that's a positive. But yeah, it was just a little overwhelming and draining today to keep having the I don't know or I'm not sure as my answer. I like to have things, you know, understood, answered, whatever. So that was draining. And then I was also getting information from the CPS worker, and I was trying to get information about who my caseworkers are on my cases, because the case manager and the caseworker are two different things. News to me, child. But anyways, the caseworker, I'm trying to get all the information on the caseworker, which I have to get from the secretary of CPS, and this CPS secretary was fighting with me the whole time. Like, I literally at one point I was like, okay, maybe I'm tripping and I'm just being like taking things personal, so I put it on speaker so that my coworker can hear how she's talking to me. And like at one point the lady had said something and me and my coworker just looked at each other, and like both of our faces were like, oh shoot, like she's talking to you like that, you know? And that's when I knew, like, okay, I'm not tripping like crazy. But it was just draining because it was like I'm not gonna clap back or be rude, you know? So it's like I'm fighting my inner desire to be like, honestly, what's your problem? You know what I mean? But I still needed the information from the lady, so it was just a lot, y'all. It was a lot for me in that moment, and it just drained me so bad. So that was that. But yeah, just feeling that stress of like feeling super overwhelmed about, you know, not knowing what you're doing, and feeling overwhelmed about like, damn, why are you talking to me like that? Like, you know, it's just a lot of different factors happening at once that you are like, I won't say you're not prepared for, but you just, it's like it can catch you off guard easily because you don't know exactly what the job entails yet until you're doing it, you know? But yeah, that's just my little after work rant. I just don't really feel that good right now. Like I said, my stomach and everything, and then my eating is off. Like, I haven't really been eating as much as I should, I feel like, as consistently as I should, as much as I should. Like, my portions are bad. the frequency of what I'm eating is bad. The contents of what I'm eating is bad. I don't really have any healthy habits when it comes to eating right now. And that's simply for the fact that I'm not doing any grocery shopping. I haven't been financially stable enough to do my own grocery shopping since I got here. So whatever's at home is pretty much what I eat. I did go grocery shopping once, but like that shit was tight. Like literally, like I said, money has not been in abundance over here recently. I know it's coming, but it just hasn't been abundant. So because I don't have to grocery shop and pay rent and stuff like that, I'm not, you know. But yeah, let's get into it. So basically, to make a long story short, there's this fine chocolate man that I went to high school with, shout out to Rancho, that I went to high school with, that we had a very brief thing from like 2017 to like 2019, I feel like. And then like, I don't really know what happened where we stopped really talking like that. I don't really remember what happened, but we had just like kind of stopped talking. And then at some point he started dating this girl from our high school, and it just caught me really off guard because I just didn't know when he started dealing with her, especially in a manner where he can get that serious with her, because we had never gotten that serious. So it was just kind of like, how do you have that energy for her and you never had that energy for me? But like, we didn't go that far, but like it was like we never, there was like, that's what I'm saying, like there was never a clear indication as to why we didn't go that far, why we didn't make things serious, why we didn't prioritize it. You get what I'm saying? Because I was in college at that point, I had a car and everything, but he didn't. So I don't know. Hold on, y'all, there's a police and I need to make sure they ain't trying to bother me. Okay, I'm gonna get behind them. I'm gonna get behind them, because if they're behind you, I mean if you're behind them, they can't pull you over, bitch. You can pull them over. Wee, bitch, you can pull them over if you're behind them. So period. But anyways, so yeah, so I just don't know how that whole situation happened where we didn't get serious or anything. And I think I was hurt for sure. I was definitely hurt. And I just feel like I was a badder bitch than her. No offense. This is like, I'm just being, what's the word? I'm just being transparent with y'all. And she's not ugly. I'm not saying the girl's ugly. I don't think she's ugly. From what I remember, I don't think she's particularly ugly. I just think I'm stepping. So it's like, bitch, stop. Y'all get what I'm saying though, right? Like, there ain't nothing wrong with feeling like you just so fine and why would you pick anybody besides me? And it's not that I'm so fine and she's ugly. No, I'm just saying, do you see the material? Like, it's giving I would pick her over water. I would pick her over oxygen. Like, that's what I'm just saying. When you see me as my man, you're supposed to feel like if I had to choose between breathing air and just looking at her all day, I would choose to look at her. And then you would die because you ain't got no air. Yup, that's how beautiful I am. But anyway, so I was just confused. I just didn't understand why our relationship went the way it did, whatever. So fast forward to some years go by, some trauma goes by, some relationships go by, child. By and by and by. COVID done went by, everything went by. So girl graduation done went by, everything went by. So after people are being dicks to me and I'm about to start doing stupid shit. Like, y'all don't wanna let me over, I'ma just go. Thank you, Mr. Truck, because I was gonna go. That's the whole thing about it. I'm glad you did that because I had already blocked the lane off. I was just kind of seeing what he was gonna do. You feel what I'm saying? But I had already blocked the lane off because I was over it. But anyway, what is this man doing? I'm sorry, y'all. Folks is driving home and we all just driving crazy. So I don't understand what the hell had happened, whatever. So fast forward to recently, he had added me back on Snapchat, and I remember he had added me back on Snapchat, and if I'm not mistaken, I think when he added me, so we used to communicate really heavy on Snapchat. I don't know if I mentioned that, but like when we first started talking, it was on Snapchat. Like that was where we first started like talking every day and stuff. And then like at some point we started talking on the phone a lot. It was just like a whole thing. But we didn't really talk at all when we were in high school because I had a boyfriend. And then once me and my boyfriend broke up, no one really knew that we had broke up. So they didn't find out me and my boyfriend weren't together until like prom. Once prom came, and prom was like April 24th or something like that, and graduation was like May 22nd. So we literally only had a few weeks left of school. So nobody knew I was single until whatever, which I don't know what he was doing around that time, so he could have been not single or what. Actually, he was single because when we were talking recently, he was telling me he was single around prom. But yeah, so that was like our main source of conversation, or the main source of communication. And if I'm not mistaken, I probably unadded him, honestly, on Snapchat at some point. I probably went in, blocked and unblocked him, or unadded him, and just went on with my life. Because we never unadded each other on Snapchat. But I mean, we never, like, I don't remember him unadding me, and I feel like I kind of remember at some point being like, I'm done with this, and unadding him, but I don't know. So either way, he adds me back on Snapchat. So he added me on Snapchat, and I'm pretty sure I was with my ex at that time, but I remember just seeing it, and like I don't know, because I kind of knew my relationship was ending, and I was just like I remember just looking at the phone like, oh my god, I can't believe he's back in my life, like trying to get back in my life, basically. Like I didn't expect to ever really interact with him again, and it was just like, oh, he fine, but whatever. He fine, but he ain't mine. No, but anyway, so basically, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so I was just like, he's fine, but he ain't mine, whatever. Never gonna see him again. It is what it is. So he adds me back on Snapchat. I'm still with my ex, and then at some point, me and my ex break up. I'm gonna text him, blah blah blah, and then I get another ad from somebody else. And because I got that ad, I went to the little ad screen, and that's when I saw the guy I'm talking about. That's when I saw he added me back, and because I forgot kind of that he added me. So when another person added me, and I was like, oh, let me go to the ad screen. I go to the ad screen, and then I see his request, and I'm like, oh yeah. So I approve his request. A few days go by, he hits me up. He says, hey. Then like I'm pretty much playing hard to get, if you will, you know, just kind of like what you want, you kind of vibes. It's giving like, send me a picture, I'm busy. You get what I'm saying? Like that's what it was. So because we haven't seen each other for years either, not in person, and then like we recently were FaceTiming, so he saw me on the phone. But we were just having a conversation, whatever. Fast forward, we start talking like everything's regular again. Like we kind of started to talk as if we were like boyfriend and girlfriend, like how we used to, right away almost. And so that was that, whatever. But then he just started to present like very controlling, if you will, and very insecure. Which like, y'all, I wish I could show a picture of him, because y'all would be like, the nigga is fine. So I don't understand why he's acting like he ain't that nigga. Like, you could get, oh lord, oh, they're going the other way. Y'all, it's too much. But I'm just like, I don't know why he's acting like this when he can get bitches. Like, I don't know. I'm just saying, why are you, like, he'll, like, basically he would trip on anything I would do. So he'll be swiping up on my story if I'm posting anything, and he'll have a problem with it, like, oh, babe, I'm done. He would be like, oh, I'm over it, oh, I'm good on you. He'll be putting question marks to stuff, like just stuff like that, you know. And then like he, like when we basically had, like, it was just like a lot, you know. It's just like everything I was doing, like he would be like, oh, you posted that, or like, oh, you said da 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 in your video. Like he always finds something to be mad about, and that shit is very triggering to me, by the way. But anyways, so he's doing all that, and so then like we just have had like multiple arguments, and then we'll try to like make up and fix it, and then we end up just like back on the phone, whatever. Like it's just fucking a toxic ass cycle. So fast forward to the other day, this is what made us kind of have like a big blow up, if you will. So I had posted on my story, which, keep in mind, so okay, yeah, so I had posted this thing to be a bartender type, like showgirl, not showgirl, what the hell is it called, bottle girl. I had signed up to be a bottle girl, and I had posted the thing on my story, because you have to like repost whatever. He had seen that, he was like, oh no, I'm good on you, or something like that. He had removed me from Instagram, so he like, we don't follow each other no more on Instagram. So fast forward, some time goes by, I had posted, follow me on my spam, blah 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 blah. Now I had posted that on my story because I didn't expect that he would be checking my shit, because you unfollowed me, so we don't follow each other, so I'm not expecting you to see you in my views. And I hadn't seen him in my views for multiple days after he unfollowed me, so I didn't expect for him to come back in my views. But we were still communicating through text and like Snapchat. So he removes me whenever I post the thing like, oh, follow my spam, blah blah blah, and I see that I get a request from him to follow my spam. And now y'all gotta remember, my spam is for girls. I don't really let niggas on my spam anyway. So 2 guys requested to come onto my spam, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna give them a chance. So I added him and I added the other guy, and I had mentioned, he was like, oh, you're not gonna add me to your spam, blah 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 blah. So I go on my spam and I see what's posted on my spam, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna leave pretty much everything that's already posted on my spam except for this one post. I removed, I don't know if it was just one, I'm pretty sure it was just one post that I had removed, but it might have been like 3 or 4, and it was just because they were just like really irrelevant. And then another one was because it was talking about a old relationship, like an old talking stage basically, and it was just me like, I love myself and blah blah blah, you know, stuff like that. So I had deleted it off of my spam before I approved the new people, because I knew that he was too insecure to see me talk about another guy, honestly. Like, I knew that he wasn't gonna be able to handle me talking about you know, like how I love myself and how like I let this guy dog me out for too long and blah blah blah, because it's just gonna be like I'm telling you, the guy's gonna come up with anything. He'll probably say something like, oh, you let him do this, that, and the third, but you never gave me a real chance, or oh, you was just out here talking to niggas. Like, he'll say anything as if me and him were in a relationship and I went and cheated on him, and that's how me and the old guy got together or something. Like, he'll say something, and I just didn't feel like dealing with this, so I removed it. So we're on the phone the other day, and this is after I had approved him on my my spam. So we're saying whatever, and I had posted on my spam talking about how my stomach hurted and that I needed to go number 2. So basically, when he had said like something about your spam, I started laughing. I was like, oh, what'd you say? Because I'm thinking, oh shit, I forgot, like he's gonna see me talking about me shitting on my spam, which is so embarrassing. If it's like a guy you like I don't want you to know I shit. I mean, I do want you to know I shit, but I don't want you to know, I don't want you to hear me talking about I shit. Obviously, if I say I gotta take a shit, then that's not a big deal, because everybody gotta take a shit at some point. But I don't want you to be in my spam where I'm talking about, do you know what I'm saying? Like, if I say, babe, I'll call you back, I need to take a shit, that's different than, anyway. So I'm laughing. I'm like, oh, like, you know, saying like, well, what'd you say? And he was just like, yeah, I see you deleted stuff before you added me on the spam. That's weird as fuck. You're weird, da da da. Like, that's weird. You moving funny, blah 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 blah. And I was like, at that point I was like, huh? Like, I just got an attitude, because I'm like, bro, it's always something. And so I was just like, what? And he was just like, yeah, like, you remove stuff, like that's weird as fuck. Like, you shouldn't even approve me if you was gonna delete stuff. Like, that's just weird, da 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 da. So this nigga literally, when he requested the spam, remembered whatever number of posts I had when it was still private, like when he didn't have access, remembered how many posts I had. So when I approved him, he remembered, oh, okay, there's less posts than what there was before she deleted stuff, and he was mad about that. So he was like, you shouldn't even added me if you're gonna do that, blah 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 blah. Because I was like, you should be honored that you even got added in the first place. Like, that's what I told him, and he was just like, oh, for real, like that, da, da, da. So that's when he said, like, you shouldn't even added me, whatever. I said, oh, don't worry, I'm gonna remove you right now. And so he's still talking his shit while I'm headed to Instagram. He's like, yeah, da 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 da, blah blah, like, you could really remove me, whatever he said. I said, oh, don't worry, I'm already done. You're already gone. You're done. It's done. You're removed. And so now he has an attitude. So now we're on the phone, we're arguing, and basically, I don't know if this was this the same day? So we're just having like this argument, blah blah blah. So fast forward to, I don't know if this was the same day or the next day, or if this is what if this was before the argument even got that deep. But basically, we had a conversation, I think, no, this was yesterday. So I think that that fight happened prior to this one. So this was like the last fight. So basically, the final fight was just basically, so we're on the phone, and I had basically told him like, hey, can I talk to you? So he calls me, we got on the phone, and basically I was just like, what I wanted to talk about was I just feel like we could treat each other better. We can stop being so toxic, because if he gets mad at me, he'll hang up the phone. I won't hear from him for hours or days. Like, he just will ghost me pretty much, and he doesn't really have any communication skills at all. Honestly, he has terrible communication skills. He doesn't communicate. He doesn't know how to regulate his emotions. Like, it's really bad. So I was just like, I feel like we could be there for each other. We can be more gentle with each other. We can really help each other grow. We can develop better, like we can help each other develop, we can help each other with our goals and our dreams and our business ideas. Like I was just giving him the whole gamut of like, this is what we could do. Like we don't have to spend time fighting, we don't have to spend time just sitting on FaceTime where I'm on FaceTime and you're on FaceTime but we're not talking to each other, or you know, where we just get mad and hang up on each other. Like we could really problem solve, we could really, like if we really want to do this, we could really do this, is basically what I was trying to say. And so he was just like, yeah, like I agree, but basically he was just saying like, oh, but you want to go outside. Basically that's what he said. And so I was just like, yeah, I mean, like we're young. I was like, I look good, you look good, like there's no reason why we should just have to sit at home all the time and just be in our house. Like if we don't want to do that, like we don't, because his thing is just like, he was like saying, I feel like you should go have your fun and get it out of your system, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, yeah, that's not a problem, but like I don't understand why I couldn't go have fun and enjoy myself and then come home and hop on FaceTime with you. Like why does it have to be you go outside, we can't be a thing, but if you stay inside then we can be a thing? Like that doesn't make sense. So I was just saying, like it doesn't have to be like that. And he was just like, nah, like with my ex, I feel like she needed to get it out of her system and that we moved too fast and da 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 blah blah blah. Basically trying to say like if you want to be outside then it's like there's no point of us. And I was just like, okay, cool. Because I'm like, I'm not sitting at home, because that was another reason he had got mad at me last week, was because I went to a Taco Tuesday event. Now mind you, I ain't kissed nobody, I ain't sleep with nobody, I ain't danced with nobody, I ain't did nothing with nobody, I ain't left with nobody's phone number. Like I chilled, I lived my life and I came my ass home. So I'm like what the fuck, you know, like you want me to sit at home? And keep in mind, I forgot a big detail, this shit is long distance. So this man lives in a whole nother state than I do, with a time difference. So I'm like, you want me to sit at home and you can't even take me out? Like you don't have, not saying he's so broke, I'm saying like you can't even pull up to my house and take me to dinner or something. So instead of anything, you want me to sit at home. Like I'm literally the type of girlfriend that, or I don't know if I could say girlfriend, but I'm the type of girl that literally, like say my man was like I'm doing a long distance relationship, my man would literally be like, okay, like I would tell my man, okay, pull up to Yard House, I'm gonna go to Yard House, you gonna go to Yard House, we're gonna both order, put him on FaceTime, you know, and talk and do our thing, like whatever it is that we want to talk about. If we were at a real date, that's how it would be. It would just be him on FaceTime, me on FaceTime. I'm gonna get me a little drink, like, you know what I'm saying? We do like our virtual dates. Like it's not impossible to make this shit like rock out and be fun if you wanted to, but if you don't want it to, then you won't. So yeah, I was basically just telling him like this could really be a thing, and he just wanted to be hell-bent on, you know, you need to be in the house basically. And I'm not, I'm 24 years old. Like we're young, we're not going to be young and hot forever. Who wants to look back and know that all they did was sit at home on FaceTime with a nigga that they're not with now? I don't want that to be my future. Like I'm good. So I'm not saying that if we did take it seriously, we would 100% not be together. We don't know that, but I do know I'm not sitting at home in my 20s if I want to go somewhere and I feel like I need to tell him anything. And that was the other thing, he would get mad at me if I didn't tell him where I was going, which in the beginning I understood that, because he was like what if something happened in the last place you told me? I thought that's where you were, but then you went somewhere else, blah blah blah. And I was like, okay, yeah, that's fair enough. So fast forward, I'm expecting the same behavior, right? I FaceTime him once, he answers the phone, he's in the car. You never mentioned you left your house. So why do you want me to mention I left my house and you don't mention you when you leave your house? Sounds like you just want to be in control. And that's something that is a reoccurring thing with guys in my life right now. I've noticed that more times than not, like the last 3 guys that I dealt with, well, I can't say last 3 guys that I dealt with, but 3 guys I dealt with, my ex, this guy I'm talking about now, and this guy I had met on Tinder. Not the one I'm gonna give a full story time about, but a different one. Well, that will be a story time for a whole other day, because that was kind of embarrassing. But anyway, this guy, his thing was like he wanted to be in control too. He felt obligated to my body. He felt like, he was just like, you see that I'm living well, you see that I have a business, you see that I have that I'm a smart guy, you see I'm good looking, you know I can get any girl that I want, why aren't you letting me you? That's basically what he said to me. And I just started crying, y'all. Hold on, y'all. That was one of the moms calling me from work, so I had to answer. I'm sure I can't talk about the cases, but this job is crazy, child. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. Like, you do gotta take work home with you for this job, which can be a little heavy, but Anyway, I don't remember what I was saying about this whole thing, but basically, I don't know, I just feel like there's always an outburst with him. There's always something. And so yesterday we had gotten to this big blow up or whatever. We just got into like a fight argument, and then like, excuse me, we ended up like hanging up on the phone pretty much, and that was that. And I texted him and I was just like, what did I say? I said, like I said before, you always have a fucking problem. It's so toxic. Don't call me because I'm tired of being disrespected. Like, why are you hanging up in my face? Because I'm over it. Like, you keep doing that. And he left me on red, which I expected him to do that. But when he gets to ringing my phone down in the future, I'm not answering the phone because I'm over it. Like, I'm just over the same behaviors. I'm over the same treatment. I'm over the same nonsense. I'm over men trying to control me. Why are you attracted to me and then you decide because I'm attracted to this woman, I'm gonna try to control her now? I don't get it. It's like every guy I attract, I swear it's the same story. They get attracted to me, they turn into fucking psychos. Which probably means they were never turning into psychos. They probably started off as psychos and I missed the red flags, which is a whole nother story because they be shape-shifting in this bitch. But yeah, I'm over it. I'm exhausted. I'm literally tired. Like, I cannot do it anymore. But yeah, vibes. Moral of the story is don't double back. Moral of the story is I promise you didn't meet the love of your life in high school. If they went to high school with you, get rid of them. Except for this one really cute couple from high school, which I don't know if they were ever together in high school, but I know that they met in middle school. Well, let me not say I know they met. We all went to middle school together. But I actually didn't know that they were a thing. Or I don't know when they became a thing, but they're really cute. Anyway, I love you all. I don't know where I'm going with this, but that's it. That's it for this little story time I just gave you. I don't know what details y'all got, but because that call in the middle really threw me off. But I'm home now. I just been sitting in the car finishing up the clip I was recording with y'all and finishing up the phone call I had. But now I'm gonna go in the house. Shout out to my manager. He bought us some chicken today. Some chicken and fries. So I'm gonna heat up my chicken and eat because my stomach is hurting, and I'm gonna chug some water. I've only had 1 bottle of water today and I'm supposed to have 4. So I'm gonna chug some water to get my stomach back right, and then I'm gonna start editing for YouTube. So I hope y'all are enjoying. See
I be so sick of you niggas, y'all contradicting. I be so bored with myself, then you come and fuck me. I feel so ordinary, still when you around me. Treat me like all the right, wear me out. Arguments, you air me out.